Most entrepreneurs, they focus so much on getting that initial sale, they completely drop the ball on what happens next. They think because they've attracted this buyer, that buyer is just way more likely to buy again, and all that they need to do is say, hey, we have this other offer over here, you should buy it. Doesn't really work like that. If you want to increase the lifetime value and get a one-time customer to come back and pay you again and again as a long-term client, you need a very structured ascension sequence, something that works in a particular way to move somebody from a one-time purchase to a multiple-time buyer and a better lifetime value. In this video, I'm going to break down the key considerations that back effective ascension sequences and that help you turn anything from a $1 purchase to a $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 plus purchase over the lifetime of that customer. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into how to turn one-time customers into repeat clients for your business. This essentially comes down to the rules, the J. Abraham 3 rules for revenue growth for your business. And this is to grow the revenue of your brand, you need to focus on 3 things: the number of customers that you're attracting, how much they pay you, and getting them to pay you again. Now, your self-liquidating front-end offer that identifies buyers handles the first 2. So that's great. What we want to look at here is how can you increase the lifetime value of those customers? Most people get this incredibly wrong, and it's really frustrating. It's really quite simple when you think about this. So you are here to help your customer. This is your customer. This is where they are today. Reach their transformation, their goal. They want to become whatever it is that they want to become over here. And your primary offer, the thing that makes you the most money, helps them navigate that entire journey. The front-end self-liquidating $1 product, whatever you want to call it, offer helps them overcome the first hurdle, helps them take that first step. Now, if you see my stuff on bump offers and upsells, it is very simply a problem to solution. You have a problem, here's the solution. When you give somebody the solution, they discover they have a new problem. And then you sell them the next solution. And it is this cyclical approach: problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution. And in this case, let's say you're helping somebody. I always default to health and wellness because we're all so overmarketed. You want to help somebody lose 50 pounds in 6 months or something. I don't even know if that's realistic. So the first step is they've lost 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever. They've gone from 50 pounds over where they want to be. They're now 45. So you've helped them achieve that goal. Your high ticket offer should then help them lose the rest of this. Bit of an issue here, because most people, what they do is they say, you've bought offer 1, you should buy offer 2. I've done all the hard work. I've convinced you to buy this. So you should just be pre-sold on the next stuff. Easy. Doesn't really work that way. The mechanism and the marketing and the approach that you've taken to sell the low ticket stuff is usually completely different to what's needed to sell the high ticket stuff. And the core mistake most people make is that they view this as one whole journey. It's actually 2 journeys, right? Because what you have to understand is that most of your low ticket buyers don't even really know that they need the high ticket solution. And so just saying to them, we also have this high ticket solution, is not enough. They're here, they have a new reality. You need to deal with this person as a different kind of lead to this person. Yes, they're physically the same person, but they are in a different place. They're in a different reality now. And you need to adapt to that new reality. So let's put this in real terms that we could all understand. Imagine, let's stick with health and wellness, and that you are selling gym memberships. This is my little barbell. There we go. Perfect. So you're selling gym memberships, and your campaign is focusing on local people who are not members of a gym, and somehow you've managed to convince people who never want to go to the gym to actually sign up for a gym with a low ticket $1 trial for a month. Get them in, help them get a result in that first month. And the idea is then they'll go from that to a $40 a month membership for the year. Perfect. That is going to be a nice little revenue stream, but it's not necessarily going to be groundbreaking. Your high ticket offer is personal training. That's where you make your money. You do personal training, and that is $300 a month. So you're looking at under 10 times the increase from this to that. Great. What most people will do is they'll look at this and go, you've bought this. Why don't you buy my high ticket stuff too? And it's the equivalent of having that person turn up to the gym on their first day and go, why don't you also get personal training? In this person's mind, they don't need personal training. They've solved their problem. They've joined the gym. They've gone, I was overweight, I was underweight, I was unhealthy, my cardiovascular health, whatever the problem is. They're like, this is the problem. The solution, join the gym. That's what your marketing here has done for them. You've showed them that if they join the gym, they can solve that problem. So in their head, the problem is solved. And yes, in a way it is. It's not disingenuous to say that, because you are helping them solve the problem. They probably will lose the £5, the £10, whatever, by going to the gym consistently. But they're not sold yet on needing personal training. If you give them some time and you actually educate them and introduce them to the new problem that they now have here. Remember, it's like this cyclical idea of problem, solution, problem, solution. Now that they're a member of the gym, they have new problems. They realize that they're not getting results as quickly as they wanted, that maybe they don't know exactly how to hit those goals on the timeline that they want. They maybe don't know how to use the machines. They maybe don't know how to stay accountable. So what you have to do is you have to introduce the new problem. Once you introduce this new problem, they're then receptive to the marketing to solve that new problem. Hey, it's great that you've joined us here at the gym. Looks like you've seen some good results. Looks like you're down £5, £10. That's amazing. How are the goals going? Oh, I'm not going as fast as I wanted. Dave over there, he had the same issue. He actually then worked with Julie, our personal trainer, and she's helped him hit his goals in 3 months. It's amazing. And they're like, maybe personal training is the solution that I need to really hit my goals. Really, what we've done here is we've got them excited by giving them a new reality here. We've proven that they can achieve the goal. We've proven that we can help them, but there's a new problem that's stopping them from progressing the rest of the way. So then we introduce the new solution. Problem, solution, problem, solution. Okay, really simple. Once you've introduced that new problem, you then have to make it seem like it is we've introduced it as a logical next step, but we also need to remove the hesitations, because there are many different reasons that people will not buy that higher ticket offer. And I've done a full video on this about how we took a dormant email list and made 14 grand from it in 2 weeks. And basically it's about hesitation removal. So you've introduced a new problem. Now remove different hesitations. Different people have different hesitations to spending that money. Some people will be price sensitive. I always call these adoption lenses, because it's the lens that they look at it through, whether they're going to adopt this idea and solution into their own life. Some of them will be price sensitive as an adoption lens. Some of them will be proof. They want to know that this actually works. Some of them will be, let's say, mechanism, very logical. They want to know how the thing works. So what you then have to do is sequentially remove them. And that full video, I talk about this and how to remove these different hesitations. You basically anchor the price and you say, this is why this is such good value. This is why you'll get better ROI. Proof, you use testimonials and images and things about people who have actually got results to say, look, these other people did it, so you can too. The mechanism, how it actually works, people like me, very logically minded, they want to know the 1, 2, 3. So that is how you then remove the hesitations. These things together will help you sell more of your high ticket offer, okay? Because what a lot of people do, if we're to sum this up, is they think because somebody bought low ticket offer 1, they are pre-sold and ready to then spend 10 times more to 100 times more money on the high ticket offer. Doesn't necessarily work that way. 9 times out of 10, the people who have come through and bought low ticket offer 1 aren't even really aware that they have a problem that is solved by the high ticket offer. You need to help them consume low ticket offer 1, get results, but then understand, something's missing. And that's when you say, yeah, there's a problem. You're losing weight, but it's not going to be consistent weight loss. You're not going to hit your goals because you're doing it too slow, because you don't have a plan. That's the problem. You don't have a plan. What's the best solution for the plan? Hire the personal trainer. I don't know if I can afford it. Let me remove all of these hesitations. Simple as that. If you can then do this sequentially, you'll have a nice semi-automated, fully automated in a lot of cases, system that brings people in as buyers, helps them get a result, introduces them to the new problem, positions the high ticket offer as the solution to the new problem. And that is how you get people to be from being a one-time buyer into a multiple-time paying customer and client. Now, if you want help doing this in your business, we have a fully templated system to help you set this up in your business that has all of the templated emails and everything that you need in Growth Models Plus. You can find a link to that down below. But essentially, what you should remember from this is you can't just focus on getting customers, because you're never going to make enough profit. You do need to ascend them to a high ticket offer. But you can't just then spam them with that offer and say, hey, buy this. You need to help them understand that yes, they're getting results, but yes, there's a new problem, and yes, your high ticket offer is the most natural and logical next step and solution to that new problem. If you can do that, you'll have more people who are willing to pay you more money over longer periods of time. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, but otherwise, best of luck. Check out the channel as well, because there is other videos there about that hesitation removal sequence. And if you like this, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.